All right, we are live. It's just about 9. Been a while since we've gone live. Been putting out a little bit of content lately. We had our catchers 20. What do you call it? 23 review, 24 preview. Um, got some articles out there. There's a Lorenzo article on the website. Um, of course, some shorts and things like that. So I appreciate everyone taking a look at things. Um, I want to talk well briefly. Let's just talk about let's see. Go to me. Well, let's talk about the NLDS roster. And so I'm gonna actually pull up the Dodgers 40 man. See if we can put together something. Hey Sal. Chance color. Man, I like it. I like the way you're thinking. Trying to go to Dodgers.com. Go to L roster. Where is it? The roster. It's like they don't even have the roster highlighted. It's insane. Roster's where it's at. All right, so we need 13 pitchers for the NLDS. We only need probably 3 starters. So as y'all know, Kershaw's going 1. And then Miller will be going 2. That leaves somebody for game 3. I think the candidates obviously are Lance Lynn, Ryan Pepio, Emmett Sheehan. We'll see about that. So let's go for sure. Okay. Ryan Brazier, that's 1. Caleb Ferguson, maybe. 2. Bruce Dar's 3. Michael Grove would be a 4, maybe. 3. Let's go. Kelly's 4. Kirsch is 5. Shelby's 6. Bobby Miller 7. Pep 8. Right? We all in on Pepio. Phillips 9. Sheehan 10. Vesia 11. Yarbrough 12. So that goes. I think it leaves it down to Vesia or Ferguson I think it leaves it down to Grove, Ferguson, and Vesia. So the Kyle Hurt thing, I would be looking at him for sure because that's a good fresh arm tonight or to bring in that people have not seen. And he sure looked good in his one outing. Yeah, D-backs did look tough. Yeah, I'm with you on Pepio. I would go. I don't know who starts that game 3. Is it? Let's see. I'm gonna see. Let me see if I could do a poll. Let's see. Start a poll. Game 3 starter. That would be. We got Lynn, Pepio. Oh, we'll throw in Sheehan. And why not Yarbrough? Even though I like him coming in later. So and there's enough room so that they only need 3 starters. They only need because the way that schedule plays out, there's enough room where we can have Kirsch come back on his normal rest, and Big Bobby come back on his normal rest for Game 5 if needed. So yeah, I watched quite a bit of that game. I mean, the Brewers just kind of were stomping all over them at the beginning, and then Diamondbacks came on strong. Brewers are definitely compromised with Brandon Woodruff out. If they, in some ways, I like for them to come back and win. Having, they're going to have Gallen and Kelly come back for games 2 and 3. I do expect the Diamondbacks to. I think they're going to win that one. They should win that one. So we'll be playing the Diamondbacks. Just a quick side note: I did get kind of. I was supposed to go to Dodger Stadium tomorrow to cover the workout, thinking that I had a concert to go to on Thursday night. My wife and I are going to go see Pat Benatar. However, I read things wrong. The concert's tomorrow night, so I'm going to the concert tomorrow night instead of going up to Los Angeles for that coverage. It would have been great, um, but going to that concert with my wife is going to be. I love going to concerts. Um, so won't be there tomorrow. I do have I put my cast my lot to try and go to get an NLDS pass. As we know, just like my college dating life, the chances of getting turned down are quite good. But you never know. Got to try. So I'm giving that a shot. Let's see. So back to this. Let's see. Game 3 is tough. I honestly like Sheehan. Yeah. Um, yeah. Lynn gives up HRs and Ryan is walking batters. Yeah. Well, Pip's been good. But he gave up a couple shots against the Giants. Um, I'm a big fan really of going just somebody for three innings, one time, maybe 1.5 times, depends on who it is. Just 3 innings, and be through that, or 3-2-2, something like that, because they have an off day after game 3, so it goes. What is it? Pulling out the telefono to look at the schedule really quick because I don't remember everything like I should. But Los Doyers. So Saturday. No. Yes, it's Saturday. And then they play on Monday at Dodger Stadium. So Saturday, then Sunday day off, Monday, Miller. Tuesday, day off. Then they go to Milwaukee. Okay, they got to go for 2. So 11th and 12th, that's Wednesday and Thursday. Hopefully we're done. Hopefully they freaking take care of business on Wednesday and be done with this stuff. And then Thursday, back to Kirsch. So that's, Saturday, then Becker on Thursday is Kirsch. And then Miller if needed on Saturday. So normal schedules for those guys, for those 2 guys. And I think that's going to be the way they're going to be running this thing as much as possible. The best outcome, of course, is to win this thing in 3. Hopefully they've learned some lessons from last year. Last year, come on, folks. I mean, really, they just died on us in mid-September. They've been a little inconsistent. We got to get Mookie going again. But we need to have they got to be fired up. And I think this team, this chemistry is a lot different, obviously, than what we had last year. I hope you're right, Michael, and I hope it's because the Dodgers have won in 3, not for the other reason. Oh, that's right. Sal's going to be there on Monday. Man, if I get a pass, bud, I'm going to find you. We'll hook up. Yep. Yeah, Mike. There's room to do it. They have room to do it, and I think one of the problems that I see that I'm nervous about. I think Dave Roberts is finding another narrative for Kershaw. I would have started Miller game 1, flat out, easy peasy. But they like the narrative of Kersh, and so I'm nervous about that. We saw what happened in 2019, trying to, yep. It sounds like what they did in 2019 with Kersh, just kind of wrecked the narrative with him by trying to do that, and they tried to do that some with Kenley and all that. So, and they did that last year, I think, with JT. JT shouldn't have been playing in the playoffs. He was hurt. Couldn't put any velocity on the ball. Couldn't play defense or anything like that. So it was just silly. Narratives. I'm just gonna say narratives are for sucks. Time to win. Winning is the best narrative. This team needs a narrative, and the team narrative needs to be that they go all the way and they win the championship. That's the narrative. That we know they can do it. They should have had it in 2017. They should have won it even with the cheating. They were a way better team, but they just didn't execute in certain areas. There were some mistakes I thought made from the manager's position, but also just some freaking Puig game 2, not ignoring the lineup card. or the lineup or the positioning card, just disgusting. Um, and then they just they yeah, not lack of execution. Game 7, they had bases loaded in the first inning, got nothing. Um, so this team needs to change their narrative. Dave Roberts needs to change his narrative. To be honest, Dave Roberts and Andrew Friedman are one World Series win away from being Hall of Famers. That's the narrative I want to see. Ooh, you got the you're going to Orioles, Sal, huh? Dodgers beating the Orioles in 5. That sounds good. I just want the Dodgers to win. Man, did anyone see Tampa today at all? I had it kind of in the background, but he couldn't ignore the errors. They made like 4 errors in the first few innings, and it was gross. It was like, what is this? Like spring training? Is it, Sunday beer league or something like that? It was bad. They just weren't into it. But they're one guy that I fear on that team. That's a Rosarina. We saw how good he was in 2020. He's still good. The guy comes to play. He is not afraid of the spotlight. Saw him even in the WBC. He was strong there. And then Rays looked terrible. It's just amazing how crappy they looked, and can't do that and win baseball games and this stuff. I mean, we saw the Twins get their 18 losses in a row in the playoffs, and they got OW. That's nice. Yeah. Brewers, geez, they just kind of fell apart. And now, they're going to have to really put one together. Probably Craig Counsell's last season with the Brewers. I expect him to go to the Mets. Their Brewers team is just they're an interesting lot. I mean, but if they don't get that W from Corbin Burns, I think they're in trouble. So Dodgers, let's look a little bit more. So I've got I don't know, it's going to be tough with 13. And then let's go with the 13 position players. Barnes, Smith, Freeman, Keeks, Muncy, Rojas, Rosario, Taylor. That's 8. Wong, probably not. It would be Wong or Rosario, 8. So 9, 10, 11, 12. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, and then 13. So does anyone see Wong making this? And it's nothing against Wong, because he's been really good. I'm really, really happy with him. But do you see, who do you guys see? Rosario or Wong? Let's see. What'd I do? See if I can do another one here. Can I do? Oh, what? It won't let me do another poll. Dang it. Wong or Rosario or someone else. Do you see? I mean, I definitely see Kike on the roster. Peralta. I mean, I'm just trying to get the bench is strong. How much? Yeah, Wong has better pop than a lot of the bench. I agree with that. I think it's going to come down to lefties righties deal. If they're going against a team that's all righties, maybe he gets the edge over Rosario or someone else. This bench is so much stronger than last year. Last year's team, their starting lineup just wasn't that good. And then the bench last year had no one they liked. Yeah, Ahmed's been looking kind of bad. So I don't know. I think it could be right. Wong or Rosario could come down to that. Rosario brings that really good speed. Wong brings elite second base defense. Rosario's average to below average shortstop and has been looking actually really good at second. But yeah, I think Mookie, Smith, and Hayward need to wake up. Yeah. I hope it does do the trick, especially, it's a long season. Will's been playing a lot. And I expect Will to start every game. They have how many off days in this series? If they play all 5, there's 3 off days in it. So Will starts every game. That means JD starts every game, and and so personally, the thing I fear is our defense at third base. That is what I fear right now. Um, yeah, Kike is good. Kike always comes up, doesn't he? He always comes up for something in the playoffs. So, man, if there's a lefty in the line at all, that'd be great. Um, there's not a lot though. I think the Brewers have that one Dodger killer. I can't remember his name. He used to be a former Padre. I don't even know if he's in their rotation. Let's take a quick look at at the Brewers rotation if they're to play them. So tomorrow the Brewers have Gallon versus their Peralta, and then who's been tough on the Dodgers before, and game 3 is Kelly versus TBD. So we don't know. Yeah, so Peralta's tough. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So yeah, given that there's all these righties, I would not be surprised if Wong was not in the lineup. And I'm trying to think of lefties. I mean, Arizona's got a couple in their bullpen, Manteplay, and they got Chafin back. That the big old mustache looking, 70s looking, Rod Beck lefty looking dude. Um, and then the Brewers, they always got something, but at least they don't have Josh Hader. I heard Josh Hader's on his way to, where are they having that World Series this year? Caribbean or wherever, the Caribbean World Series. Who's going to be the player who gives the Seager performance in the playoffs? I think it's got to be, I'm going to go Freddie. Because I'm using it's like Corey was a star, is a star. He was a star on that team. I think Freddie is going to be one of the guys to carry them. If Brewers go 3, we'd probably get Hauser or something like. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Yep. So we'll see, right? All we can hope for with the playoffs, so that it comes out. Let's see. So they play Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday. Yeah, Thursday possibly. So, and then Friday off. Then to Dodger Stadium on Saturday. So all we can hope for is many extra inning games and lots of runs, lots of pitchers used. Pitchers getting lit up in the first. So like tomorrow, the Brewers have to play like it's what? An elimination game. Some of the Dodgers didn't do last year in Game 4. They didn't play it like an elimination game. Like, well, we're just gonna save Evan Phillips for the 9th. Right?
That's the fact, yeah.
That's what Doc said. They were going to leave Phillips. Phillips was going to be closing in the 9th when the game was lost in the 7th inning. So poor management, poor plan, everything. Management. Yeah. I don't see the Brewers winning. They got to play it like there's no tomorrow, unless Council just wants to be done with done with everything. You never know, right? But yeah, I don't know. I don't see the Brewers winning either. I think guys, Doug McCann and I've been chatting, and we're both a little concerned because of the Brewers. Gallen's a really good pitcher. Dodgers do get to him though. They run up his pitch count, and Merrill Kelly. The interesting thing that scares me about him is he's never beat the Dodgers, and it's like, when is he going to do it? And hopefully it's not against us anytime soon. He can have one maybe in a couple years, or maybe he's a Dodger or something. Who knows? Merrill Kelly's really become a pretty darn good pitcher. So Diamondbacks do have the talent on that team with Corbin Carroll and Marte, that first baseman, their big boy Walker, just seems to crush the Dodgers. My concern is that Kershaw does give up those home runs, so hopefully they're just solo shots. The Diamondbacks do steal on every play, and they did that to the Dodgers, didn't they? Beginning of the year, they really were doing it, but the Dodgers they tightened up their game. Will can throw guys out. He can. It's just when a pitcher's out there that's not holding him, there's no chance. Barnes got a weenie arm. He threw someone out though the other day. It was shocking when Kershaw started. It was just like, huh, okay, well, got one. But Dodgers doing a better job of holding those guys on. Keep them off the bases, of course, though, because they're gonna go a lot. But Alec Thomas is super fast. Um, was it McCarthy? McCarthy, and of course, yeah, the other, they're just fast. They got a lot of speed. Marte's fast, and they'll be moving, and they should. That's how your best chance of beating the Dodgers is to run like crazy against them and to bunt down third base line. Pause. We're just going to leave that one alone for a second. Think about it. Why? um, really, the only way to seal up third base is to play Kike over there, but they're not going to do that. They're going to keep Muncie's bat in the lineup, and they have to. So it's going to be a right-hander, maybe, unless it's that Hauser guy. So I would expect Mookie at second with J-Hay and right, Peralta and left. Do you guys see the news about J-Hay? He wants to come back. What do you guys think about that? I like it. I really like it a lot. Let's see. So far, Pepio's our guy, so we'll leave it a few more. And then I want to go transactions. So transactions are just kind of weird. All they are, it really is just the adjustments. It's recalling all the players that are on the roster, the 40-man. So all the guys are in the minor leagues. Look at this list, though. Look at this list. We got, Diego Cartaya, who's a rough season. Please take a look at my catcher's video. Got a lot of stuff on him. Yeah. I think with J-Hay, he knows his role. I think one of his roles is to be there for him and Freddie. They're just buds, and that's great. And get some playing time. And if he doesn't produce, you take care of that. He goes on the injured list for the rest of the year. And so they recall Diego, Michael Bush, Andy Paez, Yorbit Vivas, Miguel Vargas, Johnny DeLuca, Brian Hudson, Kyle Hurt. That's awesome. That's just a great group. They're so loaded. The production we've ended up getting from the rookies has been fantastic this year. This is a team that's a contending team, and they got all that production out of rookies. Imagine if the team further south, way south, would have just had a little balance. It could have had something like that. Yeah, the balance. There's just no balance. You got to have balance. So, and then Oklahoma City just activated all their guys, and they're, as it's been said, they're gonna have to get down to 165. So, Tucker Barnhart is our third catcher, just in case things go south with one of our catchers. We should trade Cartaya and Stone. Yeah, but thing is, you trade Cartaya, you're trading him at his lowest level. I'm making sure that is it Scooball that's the guy from the Tigers, right? Yeah, it's a good. I'm going. How many spaces do we want to take next year in the rotation and lead that would leave guys for next year? So I'm assuming Miller is a lock next year. Kirsch is questionable. Pepio should be close to a lock next year. There's room, for a Stone, for a Sheehan. I think Stone's gonna be better next year. And I think we got Frasso coming. So there's just more and more guys coming. We still got Landon Knack. Landon Knack has to be on the 40-man this year, and he will be. And then, so we got maybe Kirsch next year. I hope so. I would expect them to give Lance Lynn that $18 million option. I would. Bruns is a ways away. He is a ways away. A long ways away. At least, I'm going to say 3 years. You still mad about trading Ruiz, huh? It gave him a chance to play. His career's was going to be stalled with the Dodgers. They obviously Will Smith was their guy, and then they wanted to keep Barnes, and they at the time. So Will, I'm gonna just check something real quick. I'm looking for my Dodger thing. Nope, but I earned .08 from Vanguard. How about that? With Ruiz, he's just blocked because Barnes was gonna be the guy to back up and hang it and to keep mentoring Will. Now Will hopefully will eventually mentor Cartaya or Rushing or both. As but Rui's getting a chance to play now, and he got a nice contract. Good for him. I wish the Dodgers would have done that with Smith a few years ago. Just sign these guys. Lock them up for 8 years at $1 million or something. I think that's kind of what. What did Ruiz get? No, Ruiz got a good one though. He got, I think it was 8 and 80, things like that. So good for him. He would probably still be. He'd probably been at AAA with Hunter. Yeah, Fiducia, man, it's that. I think it's going to be interesting. And Fiducia, it cracked into the Dodgers top 30 MLB pipeline prospects. Finally, he's really underrated. He's a guy that I think just needs needs a shot. And I don't think it's going to be at the Dodgers. I think Barnesy comes back another one. Nope, still waiting for my accepted or denied for the NLDS. We'll see. I think that's what they're going to roll with. I think they're going to go with Barnes one more year. Kershaw's on the team, Barnes on the team. Kersh, Bobby, Pepio, Grove, Brewstar. We got enough guys who can give multiple innings. Yep. Well, where we can risk starting Pepio. Lynn is game 4 if needed. Yeah, they don't need a game 4 though because it's 5-man rotation. But that'll be, in the next rounds it will be. They will need. There's not as many off days in the NLCS or the World Series. So it's NLDS. There's plenty of. There's an off day that makes it nice. Do you hear? Jang could win the gold medal in the Asian Games. Oh. And could get his military exemption out of the way. Let's hope so. My dodge that draft, man. You don't want to get North Korean. Yeah, and he did. He's been in Glendale. That's what I saw last. He was in Glendale. I think he was initially in the Dominican, but I think he was in Arizona now. Hopefully, we get to see him in spring training. Hopefully, get a chance to meet him. It'd be really cool. Would be awesome because I think he's gonna rise quickly. He might. I mean, any guy that the Dodgers, he was anywhere from a second to a 4th round pick. They said, so for the Dodgers, that's almost like a first rounder the way they develop guys. With Kersh, that shoulder, 89.5 or whatever. That was about it. He wasn't hitting much at all. I think he hit 90 a couple times, maybe. I think he's in a lot of pain. I think he's just gonna go until it drops. Hopefully he can. We want a parade, and a lot for Kershaw too. Have we seen a rookie card yet? I haven't. I haven't seen much. There's not been a lot of news that's leaked out about him. There was something in September transactions that had him in there. What do you guys think? Almonte? Do you consider him as someone to consider for the roster? Let's see, Jang. Yeah. Okay. No. So here we go. He was activated from the reserve list. Let's see if he even got into a game. Nope, no stats. Turns 20 in March. Yeah. So I'm gonna kill that page because I swear, man, these minor league websites just kill me. They kill the memory. Yep. Yeah. So the Japanese pitchers coming. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Michael, I assume you're talking about Almonte. And I saw he started that game, that finals game for OKC. He didn't look sharp. I think he walked a couple guys. Just didn't look sharp. So and let's be honest, he wasn't much of a help in last year's postseason. And so why take a guy who's compromised? I do like Almonte. I mean, it's like video game movement with all his pitches and everything, but it's just not worth it. I think there's enough arms. I'd rather go with Grove or someone like that. Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, Yamamoto and Seisak. Man, I my concern, and I think looking at the history of the Dodgers, I think I'm right in the way Andrew Friedman operates. He's not given any 6, 7, or 8-year contracts. He's just not to pitchers. Kershaw was an exception. And actually, he was given that contract. That wasn't by Friedman, and the Dodgers did want to, that was under the new ownership though. They wanted to give him a lifetime, and he just wanted what he got. Kyle Hurt might make that roster, because what we're going to see is some of these guys might hit the big stage, playoffs, all intense, louder than usual, and might be a little deer in the headlights with some of these guys. We're going to find out. But yeah, I just love having a big arm like that. One time through the order, or just to come in, help lock something down. Let's say, I like a mix. Let's say game 3, this one. Let's say it goes Pepio, and then, he goes good 3 or 4. And then we go Yarbrough, who throws way different than Pepio. And then you bring in Hurt after that. Kind of a nice little mix there. And I think the Dodgers are going to be doing that. I mean, this is going to be one of the most insane game plans that they're going to be coming up with. They're going to go, how do we get 27 outs? And I think you need to plan a little better than that. You can't just go for 27. You don't want to be pitching Kike Hernandez in the 10th or 11th inning, which, the way the Dodgers kind of seem to do that, like last year, taking Tyler Anderson out when he's cruising and coming with the bottom of the order coming up, and they took him out for absolutely no reason. Other than that was the plan. It was 5 innings, 80 pitches. It was rolling. Tyler's never been the same. Goes to the Angels, reverts back to the real Tyler Anderson. Lesson learned, folks. You go with the Dodgers, they're going to teach you some stuff, but you go to another team, it's not the same. And plus, he got damaged by the shifting rules. I think there's a lot of overall good opinions here about Kyle Hurt. I get it. I just goes back to how they feel about certain guys. Vesia sometimes has been good. Caleb's been, he's just been. I don't think he's looked very good lately. He comes in, does the same stuff, but it's there though, and he's interesting. I'd like him to make it. It just he's got to come in and be pounding the zone. It can't be getting 3 balls on the first batter. Sets him up. I doubt Victor makes it. But he did come up for us big in 2020. That's 3 years ago now. Brusdar's been good, and Mom is there to watch him. I really like Grove in relief right now. Joe Kelly, I'm concerned about his bounce back ability. But if there's like a 2-3 run lead, and they just need to go fill an inning, have him come in, do his, maybe walk a guy, but then just strike out a couple guys. Kirsch, I'm just afraid of his overall health, of his shoulder, and his the long ball. Shelby Miller's been really good. Bobby Miller, we know. Pepio, yeah. Evan Phillips. He's been a little inconsistent, but I think he's coming around. Sheehan, boy, give him 3 or 4 innings, right? Uh-huh. Craig, earlier I mentioned that the way they beat the Dodgers, run like crazy on them and bunt down the third baseline. Vesey, so it's everyone's solid on this roster, so I'm not worried about it. Any transactions, because they got all their guys just moved up, all their guys, everyone's on their normal roster. So Almonte, everyone's eligible now to be on. Everyone on the 40-man, everyone who is here by September 1st on the roster is eligible for the postseason. Yeah, so it is going to be interesting. I'm getting tired already. That's good. What time is it? Okay, 9:35. We'll go a little bit more. Any topics anyone wants to cover? I know that the poll for this weekend's position thing, third base is winning. I don't know why. Go take a look at the poll on the YouTube under communities. So we'll be doing third base. I think it's a position of concern, but I think there's some hope from what I've seen. Jake Geloff. That's going to be one of the. In a few years, people are going to go, why did Jake Geloff last into the second round? How could that happen? So we'll cover third base options. What I do need to do. I need to go through every position player and just say and assign the position that I'm going to put him in. I almost should have put Max Hewitt on the catcher's one, but I didn't because he's hasn't played there that much. But I know he's a catcher. But I think I can't. He's like a second baseman now, but he also played some catcher. So yeah, we'll be doing that. Yeah, Max will be back next year. I don't know what position. If JD doesn't come back and they don't get Shohei, then DH is the perfect position for him. But then who do you put there? It's an issue. They clearly don't like Vargas there. I don't think he played third base all year there. I might be a little wrong. Let's see if we can find out. Even though they still say he's third base, they still got some guys who used to be pitcher or used to be like first base. Saran Lau, they have him as an infielder still, even though he's been pitcher and done a really good job. Let's see, did he play? Oh, that's with the Dodgers. Let's go Miners. Miners for Miggy. 2023. Oh, he did play a little bit at third base. Well, that's good. Keep that versatility. We got Michael Bush. Yeah. I don't know about the Shohei thing. I mean, we've seen the curveball in there. Who gets them is, who's going to do that? Yeah, Will Smith will be well rested with those three days off in that thing. So that's good. He's going to start every game. He has to. Kind of don't care what Kirsch thinks. I think, what does Doug say? If you want the dub, you've got to slug. And I think that is really going to be true with the Dodgers this year. It's not going to be the starting pitchers that's going to carry him. We don't have Walker Buehler. We do have Bobby Miller. So we might get a little bit of that. Yeah. Yeah. Friedman, he always has a plan, and it's always a plan that's not made of panic. Gosh, I wish I was going to be there tomorrow for that game because there's a press conference with Friedman. I wanted to try to connect with him again. Said I met him that one time in spring training and he knew who we were. So pretty darn cool. But yeah, I want to talk to him just briefly. But he always has a plan. Yeah, he's not going to stay up. He's not going to stay there. No way. If he wants to win, he's got to leave the Angels. The Angels are, they fired Nevin or let him go. Didn't give him a contract. It's not Nevin's fault. It's not Manassian's fault. It's the owner. You got to fire the owner. But I think with Ohtani, man, it's they'll pivot. They got a plan. And this last off season, things didn't quite go, I think, quite like they planned. And then, Syndergaard was a waste. And then the whole Bauer money, which I'm not going to talk about that on this channel. Go maybe some other ones. Mariners is probably, I think the Mariners are probably one of the teams that I fear in that. But can they really afford that? We also understand, but if the Mariners already understand, is it with Ohtani, it's he is a moneymaker. If they understand that, they should go hard after him. Is he the guy for them? I think they could really blow their franchise. See, the thing with Ohtani, he can have a house everywhere. The way type of money he's gonna get paid, I haven't been up to Seattle since I was a kid, but Seattle's beautiful. I don't know what their homeless situation is, or their, how Seattle looks anymore. I know they had the CHOP thing, kind of a mess. I don't know what he's looking for. LA's got plenty of issues in the city, just like San Diego and any of the big cities. But I don't know if I don't know how bad, how he factors those things in. Yeah. Then Friedman pivots. He's got a plan. What he won't do, he's going to have a number and he's not going to exceed it, because they have their value of what Ohtani's worth. And they'll go, okay, well, if we don't get Ohtani, we can just spread all that money out and get a lot of depth. I mean, they did a really good job spreading the money out. And if it wasn't for the Bauer contract, which was totally a waste, then they could have even kept under the salary cap. But they good investments with Peralta. Obviously, Jason Hayward, who they didn't have to pay a penny for. Syndergaard didn't work out. At least they got Rosario for him, he's been good. He has been a little poopy lately. Then counting on the rookies, Vargas didn't pan out this year. Doesn't mean he won't. And then, freaking the underrated guy of the year, I think, is Miguel Rojas. Yeah, oh man, Montgomery, that would have been a nice one, huh? I don't know. I can't remember who they gave up for him. I wish we'd have had him. Yeah, he was good. He made a nice play today too. Was diving after a bunt. Jordan Montgomery. That was one of the guys that when it was getting down to it, I knew they weren't going to get some of the other quote bigger names. That was the guy that I kind of really wanted. He would have been better than Lynn. He is a better pitcher than Lynn, but what would they have given up? I don't know. But Lynn's been, Lynn, boy, they really needed innings, and he gave him innings. And we'll see what Lynn can do. He's been there, done that. He has a ring. Let's not forget that. 2011. He's been around. He's been postseason. He knows what to do. I'd like to just have one. Maybe he can start a new trend of, instead of giving up at least one home run a start for the Dodgers, he gives up none. How about that? Let's do that. Why have Dodgers developed pitchers instead of everyday players? Well, James Outman, right? And before that, Will Smith, Cody Bellinger, Corey Seager, Jock Peterson. They've developed him. Even Gavin Lux, but he got hurt. But yeah, Miggy Rojas is the most underrated guy this year, and kind of the saving grace of that team. Brought leadership. I talked about it, if you could recall, at the beginning, about spring training and hearing him on the field. Captain out there. And Spark, a leader, and can really pick it. Now he's starting to hit. When Lux went down, I know a lot of us were upset. Yeah, a lot of guys. So the Dodgers have developed plenty of them. It's just, some have moved on regretfully. It's been cyclical. I think they do. I think Michael Busch is a legit player. He's got to play him. I mean, he had 2 home runs even in that loss in the finals. And I still believe in Miguel Vargas. And there's some guys coming. I do think, though, I would say they're probably better at developing pitching. I think that it's a need because pitchers cost so much, and they would rather have those in-house. It's much safer to put money on a position player, or give up prospect capital for like a Trey Turner for a year plus, than to, sign a Max Scherzer for 3 years, $120 million. And good luck, Mets. Mets still paying for a lot of that. And then Verlander, the Mets just were so stupid. And then even that lefty Quintana, they gave him quite a bit of money too. A lot of sport players, Farmers, a lot more. I agree. They're loaded. There's too many. The catchers, they have 5 catchers in their top 30. And that's without Jesus Galiz. Somehow Galiz popped out. Please take a look at that video. I know it's probably a little boring. I'm going to try to work on that. It's a lot different when I'm talking to myself. I might go live with it. But I'll be live just kind of watching still the threads, but I want to try to make sure to get through it. But I do way better talking live. You can probably see the difference because I just know you're there, and I get the feedback, and I really appreciate that. Makes it better. Or I might try to go with see if I can get Trinidad or Ryan or someone, or Alex or someone to join me on that. Maybe that Ryan. Ryan would have joined me tonight. Ryan Falla, but he's got a gig. He has got a band practice tonight. I think he's got gigs down. I think he's got a gig in San Diego this coming weekend. It's way down there. My wife ain't into that type of metal. Ryan's band's pretty darn good. Solar Haze. I don't think he's performing with Solar Haze though, but it's kind of it's Sabbathy, Black Sabbathy. I really enjoy that type of music. A little dark, a little heavy. But yeah, they're good. Solar Haze, Ryan Falla. So if you have any feedback, I really would appreciate it. Trying to make those position things better. I know last year Casey and I did stuff on the Dodgers prospect thing. And that, for right now, we're just not doing that right now. He's doing really well on his side, and I'm trying to, get my baseball grift going better. I should have. We're gonna have a lot of content though this off season. Have some systems in place to try to really boost the channel a bit, but I gotta figure stuff out a little bit more, and feedback is welcome. Hope you also saw on the video that Doug McCain was kind enough to let me use his stuff. Use a couple of his interviews with Diego and Rushing. And then there was another one where I should put it in the chat if I could find it, where I'm with Doug on Dodgers Nation. I'll throw it out there. I can't remember which one it was. It was published sometime just last weekend. So we got a lot going on. Position third base. Then after that, I'm not sure which one. Then I'll probably do another poll, and maybe it won't be so biased. And then we'll start looking. Maybe I'll mix in one of the outfield positions. Like I said, I just have to make a full matrix and go all the players, position players, and go what position are we going to categorize them. I'm not going to cover them in multiples. Like let's take Rain Duncon. I'm going to talk about him, I think, at third base because I really like him there. But we'll definitely say, he's also a candidate for short, second, and all that stuff in the outfield. And, who do I like for manager when Dave Roberts leaves? Oh, that's easy. Austin Barnes, man. Inland Empire strength, Inland Empire attitude. Super well respected. I mean, I think Kirsch or someone said that he thought he'd be the GM. I don't think that's the case. I see him as a manager. I like the idea of catchers as managers. I think they know pitchers a lot better, and I really like that idea. Who do you think? Who do you got? They also have they're developing guys too. Daniel Nava might be one of those guys in the future. He did a really good job at Great Lakes. It won't be John Shoemaker, but I still want to see that guy get a shot at the major league level, at least for a game. That would have been nice. Got Barberry, Hasselman. So there's or Barberry. I keep saying it wrong. And they're also got other young guys. Like I'm gonna throw his name out there, even though he's not coaching right now. Marco Hernandez, former player with their organization. And then maybe like Vladimir Chalo, someone like that, and or Hamlet Marte. Those are guys that are they're all catchers. That's why I just have that thing. And I can already tell you right now who's going to be a good manager. It's a long ways away, but it is Dalton Rushing. When I hung out with him at spring training in the dugout, not just him but other guys, dude was just on it. Such a student. You still got Justin, huh? I know I like Justin, but I don't see him as a manager. I don't like third baseman. I want catchers. Maybe pitchers. I don't know. I just want someone who really handle a staff. That's why I got. Mexico's WBC manager. Yeah. Fudge, who was that? Yeah. I think it's a long ways away. I think Doc's going to go another 10, and then he'll go in the Hall of Fame. Hopefully, as the Dodger manager. No one's as hard. I'm very hard on Doc with his calls, but he's been really good this year. What a weird team, the way the things started. Everyone had low expectations. I think I was thinking of him around 95 or above. I don't remember what I probably didn't put anything on officially out there. It was probably 95 or above. Hey Austin, what is happening? Let's see. Yeah, Nava, right. I mean, he was at Rancho last year. He's a very quiet guy, but yeah, I'd like to talk to you more about Nava sometime. Just to we'll see where they're going to target him for next year. That'll be really interesting. They have a really good staff there. I think you guys have Okoye. And you have what's his name? The pitching Duran. Do you have Duran, whatever his name is? Yeah, they've got that's a really good coaching staff. And they still have one of my favorites, Elian. So I love these coaches that come through the system are so good. We're blessed to have Troncoso here and Sean Cohen, of course. John Shoemaker is the head guy. Dean, Japanese last name. I'm just tired. Is a hitting coach. I mean, Dave Anderson, Richard De La Santa. Oh, okay. Oh, so Duran must have went to Tulsa. I think that's what happened. Yeah. They're just so that we talk about the system loaded, but it comes because they have such good staffs. Yeah, that's probably going to be the case. They're gone with it. Yeah, Michael writes, when 2028 Olympics is here, the Dodgers in Old California are just going to play it. Yeah, they're not going to play at home. They can't. They'll be gone. So, but that happened in '84. They were here. That happened in '84. That's okay. It'll just be a long season. Yeah. Man, I just hope I'm around still in 2028. Be interesting to see though, because that'll be Kendall George will be our starting center fielder. Book it. That dude's, I like him a lot. Um, and Jake Geloff will be our third baseman. We'll see. And maybe Maddox. Maddox is when Maddox is ready. Maddox runs. Watch out. I think Doug spoke with Dalton about Maddox, and he's filthy. He is filthy. So, all right. Anything else? I'm gonna go and what am I gonna do? Got to do my nighttime stuff. Do the Bible app, Duolingo, a little prayer, get my soft drinks ready, my lunch ready for tomorrow. Today was the day I work from home. Tomorrow I go in and then go to see Pat Benatar tomorrow instead of going to Dodger Stadium. But hopefully, still waiting on that. See if I got my. No, nothing, nada. Just hoping I get that app that to be able to cover the NLDS. It's it's one of the less than 10% chance, but yeah, very fast first round choice. Like I think I've told you guys, but I told him I'm changing the channel from Dodgers 2080 to Dodgers 2090 because he has 90 grade speed, taking it off the 80, and he is super fast. He's just a kid. He still got his braces on. Can you? Hey, Michael, can you send me that article? So he's trying to learn it. Jang is says trying to learn a sinker according to an article. That's cool. Or do you post it in here if you have an article, a link like that, or just send it to me, or put it, in any of the chats or the comments later. I'd appreciate that. Yeah, I'd like to get enough info to do a little thing on them. That'd be cool. Yeah, I mean, Jang's gonna go just like any of these guys. He's gonna go to the, we call it the prior lab, but it's this whole group. There's they got their guys in Arizona, they got their guys at each stop. They're all on the same page. They're all working and getting these guys going to really give them a chance to be better. And it's no coincidence that a guy like Tyler Anderson comes in and dominates. Now, of course, hey, didn't work for Syndergaard, is what it is. But it worked for Tyler Anderson. The guy got paid. It worked for Andrew Heaney. He got paid. So, and good for those guys, and I think that there's going to be guys there's going to be another guy or two for next year that's going to want to try to come in and change their value again. But I think, with Syndergaard, he was trying to capture something that's just not there anymore. Create Times article for October 3rd. Oh, okay. Cool. No, he's going to get coverage like crazy, which is cool. It's great. And if we get Shohei, just get ready to see a lot more Japanese reporters. They'll have to open up the press passes because they're going to have 50 extra of Japanese press guys covering every game with Shohei. Probably ends my chance of getting a press pass, but maybe they'll have to open up some seats for the press for the guys. So. We love to. Drunk. All right. Salute you too. Yeah. Split. Oh, split. Well, gosh, Splitter. Splitter scares me. Got to throw it right. Gonsolin wasn't throwing it right, and I think that's why he's hurt. So Gonsolin's out next year, and then Dustin May, they say middle of the year, but I think he's a reliever. Walker Buehler. Goodness, how could I forget? He's already out of my mind. When the playoffs come, I really focus on who's on the team. Yeah, we got Walker Buehler coming back next year. We'll see how that goes. Sometimes it takes a while. We've seen that where guys come back from Tommy John and they don't have their command. If anyone could pull it off, I trust Buehler more than just about anyone else. He's a really smart guy, but he's a bulldog, and I'm really happy for that. We'll have Walker back. He's gonna be a free agent after next year, so they got to figure that one out. Thor is same miles per hour as Kershaw. Yeah, but he didn't. Yeah, he didn't learn. You're right. He didn't learn. I think there's just some guys they're trying to chase something that's not there. So Kirsch knows what he's got. I think Syndergaard is going. How can my velocity have gone? And he even said it could have been mental, that he just can't get it back, and he's fighting it. Yeah, I think give Walker 2. Yeah, if Walker's amenable to that, it would be, I think, a good play on both sides. It doesn't have to be too high. Maybe with some incentives, just to give him some peace of mind and give the team some peace of mind that he'll be around. I really, Walker Buehler. You just need Walker Buehler to win World Series. He's that type of guy. $50 million for two. I no, they're not going to have to do that. It's going to be. I'm going to guess it's going to be like 2 for 20, because I mean he's been out, and he's coming off $4 million, I think is what it is. His contract has been. So I think it'll be reasonable. There's risk in it for both, but yeah, $50 million. They won't have to do that. Or maybe like the Glasnow deal, where they had him for 5 years and then 25, or $5 million for 1 year and then 25 for the next. Maybe they do something like that. 5 and 15, 5 and 20, yeah, maybe 5 and 25, because Buehler's better than Glasnow, or at least at their peaks. At their peaks, Buehler's one of the best pitchers that we've seen. He's just been a very short peak, and hopefully it's back. Yeah, so 2024 is coming. We'll be talking more about that. Still gearing up for the playoffs. Once we get those games started, it's going to be real. I'm hoping to get up to at least one of them. If I do get a pass, I'll probably be at both games on Saturday and Monday. But if I don't, we'll see. If there is a game 5, I will be at it for sure. But they're going to hopefully clinch it in Milwaukee. They just can't do what happened last year. They cannot be. You can't have just one win or just 2 wins. They got to make a run, and show that kind of cement themselves, cement their dynasty a little bit. I mean, they're very much like the Braves from that time in the 90s and into the 2000s, and I think they need 1 or 2 more wins to go. No, this is a real amazing run. It's still a great run, but you got to have more world championships, and they should already have at least one more. Or really, they should. God, 2019 was just theirs for the taking. And a team got hot. So maybe the Dodgers will be the ones to get hot. That'd be nice. And we know what they can do when they start really playing well. We saw it in the 2020 World Series, or the 2020 playoffs. They were just dominant. And then, we know what they can do. So we'll see. Yeah, maybe. $18 million 1 year with incentives. So they already have him under contract for this year. So it'd have to be for 2024. Oh, wait. Do they? Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, he might be going to ARB, and so they'll have to figure that out. But yeah, I'd like him to lock him up for 2 years. Let's put that. If he comes out and has a huge season, a huge couple of years, then he can go cash in, or maybe there's some options in there. I just really want Buehler and Miller and Pep and Sheehan and Brun someday, to get, or some combination to get all those guys in there. Frasso and Knack. I mean, goodness gracious. Just all sorts of talent coming at you. But they're going to try to, they'll probably try to sign some guys. It'd be interesting to see about, some of the Japanese guys. We'll see. I'm just not convinced they're going to go and give any pitcher 5 years. So that's just that's what I see. I thought, to be honest, the contract that Tyler Anderson got of $339 at the time was a bargain, and I was shocked the Dodgers didn't do it, but they didn't. And kind of looks like the right call, even though we don't know how good Tyler would have been. But he would have degraded just because of the shifting. So that's all I've got. I'm tired. Got to get things going. Looking forward to a big day tomorrow in baseball, and hopefully the Dodgers will get fired up and go hard. It's really truly go hard or go home. So talk to y'all later. I'll be getting that video out. It just depends. If I get NLDS passes, it's going to change the way I do stuff this weekend, so I might delay a week on third base. But if not, I'll just be working on it while the game's going on. All right, so I will put it this way, it takes longer to get everything ready than to actually shoot it. Shooting is the easy part because once I have all the content there, it's fine. But like I said, it might take a different approach. We'll see. All right, that's it. Thank you, everybody, and have a great evening, and go Dodgers.